had to get back. Ebert handed Stella the second paddle. She grabbed hold of its smooth handle, and the two of them turned the boat to paddle against the current back into the river mouth's opening. It was going to be much harder work going back up the river than it was coming down. The opening to the river from the Borian Sea is wide and framed by a soft shoreline that quickly runs into the Ore Forest. As they steered into the river's opening, the forest bristled with the busy action of the birds and animals beginning their day's routines. The fog had completely lifted now, and the sun began to shine brightly on the new day. Stella had delayed her morning flight with the great bird to go on this search with Snoo and Ebert, and now, with the sun coming up, she couldn't wait to get back to the tree to meet the bird. She was lost in thought when she heard Snoo groan from behind her. She turned to look at him, and he pointed to the forest-lined shore. Pitter-pat, pitter-pat. The familiar sound of the malpeds' feet running against the ground bounced off the water to taunt them. "How did it know we're on the river?" Stella asked. "They follow me everywhere," Snoo replied. "It doesn't matter how early I get up or how quiet I am. When I leave the field, they find me." Snoo looked away from the shore and back out to the sea. His stare was distant and sad. Stella knew that Snoo was unhappy in his new home, but there was not much she could do to change the circumstances. They were all still trying to learn how to live apart. They were all still confused by the tribe's split. The wind swirled around them and then switched directions. It now took the current up the river and gave their little boat an extra boost along the water. Stella was relieved not to have to paddle so hard. She couldn't help but feel angry that once again one of the malpeds had found them, and yet that wasn't what bothered her the most. There was another strange feeling that pressed into her, and she couldn't shake the idea that the malpeds weren't the only thing following them. She glanced back at the sea, but saw nothing. "Perhaps I'm just worried about Snoo," she thought to herself. Now the sound of the malpeds' feet loomed large in the air around them. All along the riverbank, more malpeds scurried to watch them. The sight made Stella uneasy. "We're coming back!" she yelled to them. "Leave us alone!" "It won't do any good," Ebert said. "He's right. Until I'm back to the foothills, they're gonna follow us," Snoo added. As Snoo spoke, a huge gust of wind blew hard at their backs, and the boat glided faster along the river. Ebert was knocked to his knees and quickly scrambled back up, while Snoo and Stella leaned into the wind and hung their heads low. It propelled them rapidly forward. The wind moved the water's current so quickly that they no longer needed to paddle. Stella grasped the side of the boat with her claws, digging into the wooden railings. Water flung hard into Ebert's face where he sat at the front of the boat and sent sprays all over Stella and Snoo. What had been a slow and deliberate ride on the water was now a rush of water and speed. In no time at all, they passed under the River Ore's first bridge and soon approached the second bridge. The wind and currents then settled, and they glided toward the shore. Malpeds hung at the edge of the water, waiting. The sight made Stella want to scream. Then, out of nowhere, the sound of crashing waves caught their attention. Stella looked down the river and gasped. Barreling toward them was an enormous wave, identical to the one that had drenched the fire on the bridge months earlier, and the one that had pinned her, Snoo, Yama, and Yappa against the bridge when they had gone searching for Ebert. This time, though, there was no way they could make it to the safety of the shore before it was at them. "Get low!"